Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's training session. And today I will give you an introduction our new application LuxCloud. Okay, and today's training will be a little bit different. So in our previous trainings, we are using the PowerPoint to introduce our product. And in today's training, since we are introducing an app, so I will share the screen of a Android smartphone, and you will see the actual interface of the LuxCloud app, and I will go through the features of the app one by one. And after the training, we will have also a Q&A sessions about some new features you might not familiar with, or if there is an issue I encountered using the new app. Okay, and also I will show you our user menus as well. So I will combine the sharing screen and the user menu together. Okay. Okay, so let's start today's training. So first of all, I will give you an introduction about the our new LuxCloud app. So uh, it's our new like smart monitoring platform, and also supporting the traditional like the device data monitoring, like data analyzing and the remote control, and also support the after sales support, and also AI support, and our all our new features is coming as well. And we have both the Android and iOS versions, so you can download them either on the Google Play or App Store. So you can just, if you haven't downloaded our softwares, you can just scan the QR code and begin your journey with LuxCloud here. Okay, and since the first page you will see is a login page, so I will just start it from here. Okay, so in the login page, you will see that currently we have you can choose the region. Currently, we have the global server India and the Asia Pacific, which is the Vietnam server. So if you are for example, a Vietnam users, you can choose the Vietnam server. If you are in India, you can choose the Indian server. So because our have the physical server is in the for example in India, so the connection and the will be more stable and much quicker. And for our global server, we also have several different servers across the world. For example, in America, in Europe, and we will like detail them in coming versions. And also, you can choose different languages. For example, English in default, and also Chinese, Spanish, France, etc. Okay, and so if you already have one uh, account, you can just put in your username and the password and click login, and then you will enter this phase here, this interface. And also, if you want to register a new account, like depends on your role. For example, if a distributor, you need to consult the our LuxPower uh, contacts, so they will provide you the distributor account. And for all other account, for example, installer account, secondary distributor account, and end user account, they all can be created by the distributor, or like the end user can also be created by the by the installer account as well. So which brings us back to the steps that how do you create the end user account for the customer. For example, if you are using a distributor account, okay, I think I just use this one. Okay, so you will go to the profile page. So there is three pages here. The first one is the uh, plant list. You will see all the devices you installed. And the third one is the community. We have several uh, features, for example, the warranty management and some guidance of our products, some videos also, and help and feedback center and the AI support center. Okay, and on the in the profile page, you will see currently I'm using an installer account. And when you click the profile icons, the installer here, when you click here, you will see that there is your installer code, and you can and when you click there, you can see that you can create a end user manually or send there the QR code or the end user link. So they will once they input for example, the link in their browser, they will be redirected to the register page for LuxCloud, and your installer code will be filled in like pre-filled. So this end user will be bind to your installer account. So you don't, for example, they don't have to input the installer again. And I think it's convenient for some customer. For example, they have problem memorizing their installer code, or like it's much easier for the end user to register accounts. They just scan the QR code, and they will enter this page and just fill in their username, password, etc. And lastly we will do a verification for the email address. So make sure you are using a commonly used email address. Also, the for the installer code I showed here, it's just for the demonstration. So please do not send this one to like use this one for to register a new end user account. Okay. So for example, you can click the QR code. You can save this QR image, and you can also share it with your end user, and also copy the links here. Okay, since we are already here, I will show you how to register. For example, you can also help your end user to create their end user account as well. Just input your username, password, confirm the password, input email address, and hit the send, and you will get a verification code from LuxPower. And once you agreed with the policy and hit submit, and you will successfully create a end user account. So for example, if the end user is creating their own end user account, they will be redirected to the login page, and they just log in. So that's all. Okay, so and it's the same for example, if you have a distributor account and you would like to create an installer account, it is the same. Like you share the uh, QR code or the link to the installer, and they can create a installer account using your link. For example, here, just scroll down. Okay, so just here for a distributor account, they can also create in installer accounts or a subordinate distributor account. Okay. So that's all for the register parts for it. I have uh, told you like how to create the distributor account, secondary distributor account, and installer and end user account as well. Okay, so after you have like creating your account, and now we can start to using the LuxCloud app. So the first page you might see is here for example for an installer or end user, you might need to help your customer to creating their first plant. So after the physical installation, you need to like configuring the dongle and to access to the LuxCloud app. So firstly, if there is no plant on this account, there will be one option to like ask you to creating a new plant, and you can also click here this this three line icon and click the create plant. So in this function, you can input the information of the plant you all the settings with the red mark needs to be fairly mandatory. For example, the your plant region, country, state, and city, and an address. Also, a plant name. The time zone. Okay, the time zone is important. So, you have to set your time zone correctly. If you have set the time zone incorrectly, the time on your plant will be different. So you must set the time zone based on your actual locations. Okay, and also a contact person for and a phone number for like for after sales support or warranty. Okay, and the PV installed capacity, like how many kilowatt we have installed for this plant. Also a currency used for the time of use charge function. And you can also add an actual plant photo, which will display in the plant list. After you have finished all of them, you can hit submit here. And once you fill in all the uh, stuff you need to creating a new plant, then you will be redirected to the adding dongle. So I will, for example, or you can also, if you have skipping the add dongle procedure, you can also find it on the empty plant. For example, there is no device yet, so you have to add a new dongle here. So you just hit add dongle. And now we have three different ways to add the dongle. For example, the first one, add by Bluetooth. So before you using the add by Bluetooth, remember to turn on the Bluetooth on your smartphone and turn on the Bluetooth function of the dongle. Okay, and hit here. So the phone will automatically detect any any dongle Bluetooth signals, and you will see here that there is one dongle here. So you just hit and click next. It will be added to this plant you have created. And also for some customer, for example, they often encounter a situation like this. So they are failing in adding the dongle because that this dongle is already bound to another plant because it is already in use. So you have to verify that if this dongle is occupied or not. Like for example, you might already created a new another account and you forget about it. So in this case, you need to, for example, for the customer, they have to ask the installer or distributor to remove the this dongle from its original plant, and then you can add in this dongle to the new plant. Okay, and it's the first option. You can add in the dongle connecting the by connecting it with Bluetooth, and also you can use the scan QR code. So once you have scanned the QR code on the dongle, you will get the SN and the pin of this dongle. So and you just hit submit. It will also add this dongle to the plant. So currently I don't have one, so I will just show you in the user menus. Okay, so it should be here. Okay, so after you have okay, and there is one last option for you to add the dongle is add manually. So you can just input the dongle SN and the dongle pin manually and hit submit to add this dongle to the plant as well. And once you have added them successfully, you will be redirected to the Wi-Fi configuration. So, for example, if you are using the Bluetooth function, and you will be redirected to the Wi-Fi configuration procedures, and you will need to, like for example, input the Wi-Fi SSID and the password. Click Save. If the dongle is if the password is correct, and the dongle will be connecting to the Wi-Fi, and the connection will be successful, and you will see that the device of your inverter, the device will be online. So for example, it's like this one. The the device error is already online here, and it's normal. And you will see there is a inverters here. Okay, so that's a part for the how to create your first plant, how to add the dongle to it, and how to configure the Wi-Fi so that the device can online on the LuxCloud app. Also, if you have failed in like for example, connecting the dongle to the Wi-Fi you have. You can check the password if it is input correctly and retry it. Okay. Also for currently the Wi-Fi configuration function can only be done when you turn on your Bluetooth. It is different from our previous app, which you can connecting your phone to the hotspot of the dongle and input the password. Okay, so now let's move on to the introduction about the first page. You can see on the LuxCloud once you're logged in. So firstly, you will see here on the top left, you will see a switching button here. Once you tap it here, you will go back to the previous version. Uh, and you can also hit here, try the new page, and go back. Okay. And also on the on this side, you have also already seen that there is the create plant and the favorite plant list. So if you have many plant and you you want to like to monitoring some specific plant, you can firstly favorite the plant here, and you will go to the favorite plant list. Okay. Also, you can scroll down to see how many plants here, or you can just search search for a plant, for example, by the plant name. Search for the plant by the name. Also, you can also search the plant by the SN of the device. You can see here. Okay, so that's all for this page. So, and then we will enter the station details. So, first of all, you will see a energy flow diagram like before. There is the grid input and output, the load, solar input, and also the battery. And below there is the AC couple smart load or the backup load power skip. And on bottom is the solar production, for example, daily, monthly, yearly, and total solar production. Real-time power. You can also use the filter to choose which data you would like to display here. And you can also check the data before. Here is the energy overview. You can see the energy you have used, import, or produced by the solar on each day of 1 month, or each month for in 1 year, or the total. Total is displayed in yearly. Okay. Or you can also choose the filters here. You can choose to display solar production, consumption, the energy export to grid and import to user, the battery charge and discharge, also AC couple energy as well. And the last one is the social contribution. We will measure your solar production in the cost-saving carbon dioxide reduction and equivalent trees you have planted. So you can show the customer that for the PV panels if they have installed, they can save the like saving cost or reduce the emission of carbon dioxide. And so this is the overview for this plant. Also, you can see here in the user menu, there is also a weather. So, for example, if you have noticed that there is no weather on your plant, you can hit the three dot icon here and click the plant info. You will see that it will ask you to add an address. So we can enable the weather forecast for you. And the add address is the same like the one we input when we're creating a new plant. So for example, I will just okay. So once you have saved the address, there will be the weather forecast displays on your. And the next page is for the device details. So the first one, you will see that the inverter and the dongle for all plant you have installed. And for the plant that we are using for example, Lux Power or Hina battery, you will see there is one more for the battery, one more column for the battery. Okay, so let's go back to the inverter. So there is two buttons on the inverter icon. So firstly, you can hit the configuration, hit it here. You will enter the remote setting page, which is the same like the our previous app. So I will not go through all of them one by one. Just remember that whenever you are trying to read or setting any settings of this device, you have to click the read first and then go to the setting pages. Okay, let's go back. And if you hit other areas of the inverter, you will enter the device detail. You can see here there is the inverter and the SN device model and the firmware versions displayed. If you hit the dongle, you will see the SN of the dongle, device model, protocol, and also firmware versions. And for some other customers, they might install other brand batteries or lead acid battery. They would like also to check the battery data. They have to enter the live data here. Go to the battery data, they will see it here. For example, the battery voltage, charging power, SOC, and other data updated from the BMS of the battery. Or if it's a lead acid battery, it will show for example, the voltage and the capacity as well. Okay, and for others, for example, there is the PV data for PV inputs, voltage and power, grid data voltage, frequency, and the power export or import. The backup data for the EPS port, consumption data, and last the battery data we have mentioned. Okay, and here the next part is the power distribution overview. So this diagram will show like how much load you have used and how much you have exported to grid and how much you have used to charge the battery. And through this, yeah, like you can do some modifications, like improvements on your solar system. For example, increase some solar panels, like install more solar panels, or choose a larger capacity batteries, or cut down some consumption use, like based on this chart. Okay, and this one is uh, the same with the chart before on this page. So I'll just skip this one. And for example, for some customers, they haven't installed the LuxPower batteries. They will only have two device type, the inverter and dongle. And currently also, if for example, if some customer they haven't set the Wi-Fi on the first time they install the plant, they can also enter it here because they already add this dongle to the plant. So they will see a offline dongle here. You can use the configure to connecting the dongle to the internet. And also it is also often used for example, the customer have installed a parallel system. So they have added multiple different dongles and the first page when we creating the plant, we can only like configure one Wi-Fi dongle. So you have to configure all the other dongles here by connecting the Bluetooth to it. Oh, okay. Sorry, I have missed one more part. The quick settings and the overviews of the device. Sorry, the plant. So currently we have two quick settings. For example, for the first one is start quick charge. So you can use this one to charge the battery from the grid, and you can customize the charging time like by hours and minutes. Also, there is one function, the Gene Quick Start for customers they have installed the generator. They might need to exercise the generator, like for example, 1 month or sorry, 1 week or 2 week every time. So they can enable this one, so the generator can be started automatically to charge the battery. If it's full, it will stop. It is a process to exercise the battery. Sorry, the generator. Okay, then let's go to the battery. So if you have installed a LuxPower or HANA battery, you will see the third device type of battery. Okay, so once you enter it here, you will see like a more detailed information for comparing with other battery brands. For example, the voltages here, charging current, cycle times, SOH, SOC, and the capacity and the current uh, battery charge here. And on the monitoring data, you can also see the maximum cell voltage, minimum cell voltage, maximum cell temperature, and minimum cell temperatures here. Also, there is the SM of the battery and the software versions here. And also, because we have some, because we have a power hub for our split phase. So if you have installed the power hub, you can also see it here, the configurations and the detailed data here. You can see here it is a parallel system, so there is two inverters and three dongles, two dongles for the inverter and one dongle for the power hub. Okay, and lastly, on the device details, there is the plant event. So you can review all the warnings have been raised previously because as you can see here, the status on the inverter is already recovered. Okay, there is no active warnings. So you can see here through here, for example, to check if this plant is working normally or not. Okay, so there is one more thing we can introduce about the first page is the three dot icons here. There is some other settings, for example, the add dongle function. You can use this one to add more dongles to this plant. For example, if you want to expand your plant to a parallel system. Sorry. Also check the plant information and input the weather. Input the address to enable the weather function. And the plant event, you can go here to access to the event of this plant. And the AI solar generation forecast. So it can only be predict if you have the PV input. So, for example, this one is installed on the showroom, so it's not there is no PV input, so there is no data here. But for the customer, for example, they have the PV input, they will predict the following solar production in the following 2 days. Like it is based on the weather forecast and your previous solar production. So you can based on that to modify your, for example, modify your charging or discharging strategy of the battery. And there's last one is called check the device. Like for some customers, they have transferred their app. For example, they are using our new app, and they found out that there is no online inverter on their plant. They might need to check if they have like input like put more than one inverter in this plant, but all the inverter is not in the parallel system. So they can only display one inverter, but that inverter is offline. So you cannot check the actual inverter you have installed on this. So you can use this one to delete or remove this one to a new plant. But you can only do it when both of the when the inverter has been removed is online. You can bind it to another plant. Okay, so that's all uh for these plant details. So let's go back. And on the our second function is the community. So in in this function, you can use this first one. You can use this one to check the warranty of your current device. You can input the device SN to check if it's a valid. Check the warranty and get a warranty card. You can fill in the information here, confirm, then you will get a warranty card. How many years limited warranty and when will the warranty be expired? Also, if you want to extend the warranty for your device, you need to check the informations here and make sure you have gathered all the information and send it all of them to the warranty.luxcloud.com email. Also comes with the image or, for example, the photos of the battery SM, photos of the inverter SM, and the wholesome system installation, distribute box photo, and the purchase invoice. And since we are in a testing stage for our new app, so we are open to all advice, for example, how we should, for example, if there is some functions you are interested in, like in our web monitoring or some other similar product, you can like we can talk about them later, and we can after like for example evaluation, we can uh, online these features. So for example, currently we have help centers. Like for example, there is the guide centers for some quick settings and some email for subscriptions and video centers for some, for example, for some installation videos and some documents. Documents, for example, the datasheet or user manuals and the help and the feedback center. So you can, if you have any problem using the app or using our uh, inverter's device, you can send your information, your feedbacks here. And also there is AI support. We can, it is linked to our internal uh, so it have some foreknowledge of our product. So if you have some basic questions or you don't know how to start the troubleshooting, or you can always ask the AI support as well. And the next page is the profile page. So I already showed you some of them. For example, if you click the profile picture, uh, you can go to the profile settings. You can change your name, the account name, the account emails, change the password, and delete the account. But you have to make sure that uh, all of these operations need to done like once you have verified the emails here. Also, if you hit the installer, you can check that the how to create a new end user account and share your installer code here. And for our installer account, we also have a credit centers. So for each credits, for example, if for each installation, you will get a credits, and for each training you have attended, you can also get the credits. And we will share we will send the 2026 credits awards later. So you can use our credits for example, to get some dongles from LuxPower or t-shirts, or we also have an annual ranking for the highest credits annually. And on the service center for the distributor and the installer account, there is one user pending request. So for example, if an end user is requesting to change their installer code to yours, you will get a request here. You can either approve or reject them. And there is also the installation data and the registration. So all of this is currently it's not open. So we are open to any suggestions on how to make this service center like better. And on the settings, there's two, for example, for customer, for installer and the distributor accounts, they can change the server here. It is the same like before. We have 5 servers here. It is mostly used for example, if you notice that all of the station you have installed is not online, you might enter the wrong server, so you need to check all the station you have installed on which servers they are in, then you can change to corresponding servers. For example, currently I'm in the China mainland server, so if I change to another server, and I will not be able to see the previous online device. For example, as you can see, all the uh, device alpha on this account, which they are in the China mainland server, is currently offline. So, which indicates that you are in a wrong server, so you have to change it to the correct servers here. Okay. And there are some other settings. For example, you can change the appearance of the app to dark or light version. Also, if you if you forgetting to change the language on the login page, you can also change the languages here. And the temperature units for Fahrenheit or Celsius. Okay. So that's all for the settings, and there's another 2 parts. The first one is LuxCloud. For example, the software versions, the privacy policy, term of service, and the version update. And you can also rate our LuxCloud app. If you dislike, feel free to leave any suggestions or comments and to send it to our feedback center. Okay, so I have finished all the parts about like introduce you how to use our new app, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions. So firstly, I will review the questions in the meeting chat, and then you can keep sending them, and if you have any like if you want to communicate it with me directly, you can also raise your hand and unmute yourself. Okay. Okay, I have enabled like you can unmute yourself by yourself and you can raise your hand about any questions you have using our new app. Okay, so firstly, I will answer the questions here. So the first one is from Ham. So we can no longer say utility power present if system does not use it. Utility power present. Yes, for example here, you can see there if there is no, there is still the utility power connected, but it is displayed in 0 watts. Yeah, I understand that you might what you mean is that it's might not be very clear, for example, if there is grid connected or not. Okay, right. Okay, sorry about this one. How about now? Is it better? Okay, the next question. Could you please explain why in device chapter only last visible other battery have enough condition? Okay, for this one, because we are planning to add more functions on the battery settings. So, for example, perform, for example, the firmware updates and accessing more data on this page. So currently, we only the battery can only only Lux Power Lab. Sorry, only Lux Power battery can be seen on this device type here. So all the other battery can only be seen from the inverter. So, but it's a good suggestions. Like for example, we will take that into consideration to whether to display other brand batteries on this one as well.
Yeah, actually, you have all the data to do so. I hope to see it in future.
Yeah, understood. Okay, another question. Can we have events and forwards real-time emailing on this to both client and installer? It helps when the system is done. We can see what caused the fault in the detail. Okay, have to change to a end user account. So for this one, currently the settings can only be done on the end user account. So for end user, they can enable the here they can enable the notifications here. And for example, once there is a grid outage, or for example, the battery is below but below the stated SOC, you will get a notice from the Lux Cloud app on your smartphone. But for the events and the faults, if you would like the to mail in to a specific email, you have to set it on the web monitoring. So, and that's a good suggestion. We can put that function on our app as well. And any possibility for software updates via some uh, yeah, because previously uh, the old uh, app can perform a local update, so you have to download the firmware uh, first, and using the Wi-Fi dongle's hotspot to to transfer the firmwares to the inverter and do a local update. And currently, the online update function is only available on the web monitoring web, sorry. So currently there is no for example, online firmware update functions here. But we already kept the local update function on the login page. Okay, so currently the extended warranty claim is only they can only be done like you can only send the warranty claim through the email, not from the app. Okay, okay, another from is not show for example, the voltage on this page, right? Yeah, we have received multiple feedbacks on this one, and we're planning on designing a new UI for to display a more detailed information. For example, the our previously the voltage frequency of the grid, and also the capacity, SOC, etc. For the battery as well. Okay, another question. End user in the page data center, what is the purpose of the battery? You mean this data center? I think I make this one like clear about, for example, the PV is for the solar input, and if you mean the powers here, sure.
Hi Jay.
Real-time powers here.
Hello,
Yeah,
can you hear
hi.
me? No, what it is the third view, which is got where it talks about the settings and the about function. So from the main page, go to your user.
User, this one.
Yes, that's it. That's the data center above it. You see the data center power usage.
Okay. So currently it's not available. So like I mentioned before, we are open to any suggestions on how to uh, uh like what function you would like to put in this section. So currently it's not available, but as you can see, we have more rooms in the profile centers. So feel free to give us any suggestion. And currently for example, the battery discharge, power usage, and energy overview is just as they said, for example, how much your battery have discharged, the power usage from utility. Like for example, we can calculate it in money if you have input for example the currency or the utility policies. We can calculate how many like consumption about the power. Also, energy overview is the same like the like this one. The last page, the energy overview, so you can access it like directly. So to check monthly, yearly, and the total energy for for your plant.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for that. As I've got a PylonTek battery, I think you've already mentioned it's limited to which battery designs that you can link to at the moment.
Do you mean this page?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. So currently only only Lux Power or Hana battery yeah can access to this. So other battery cannot access this. So but we but I think that's a good suggestions because it's more direct to access to the battery data through here. Other than, for example, you have to currently for other battery, you have to go to the details of the inverter to access to the battery data.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, another question from Peter. So dark mode, the energy flow line indicator will visible. Yes, that's a suggestions about. Yeah, about the yes. Okay, thank you for your suggestions, Peter. Okay, so for Ham, can you send us the the dongle SM so we can see like if we can improve that to display your battery on the device list. Okay, so version dongle. Okay, understood. About the weather forecast, about the API, I think we are using an open source, the weather forecast. So yeah, but I'm not, I cannot tell you that specific API we are using. Okay. Any other questions? We still have plenty of time. Okay, one more. How credit system works? Yeah, as my colleagues Serena have sent it like we have multiple different ways to accumulate the credits. For example, you can attend our online trainings. You will get credits. Yeah, my colleagues already sent that. So basically, it's if you have new installations, you can get credits, and you have if you have share installation and tag LuxPower, you can also get credits and attend our trainings. Yeah, and in each year we will rank in like top 5 installers. If for the one with the highest credits. Yeah, about the accumulate of the installation, can you check if all of the plant you installed is on your installer account. Okay, thanks, Peter, for your feedback. Yes, we will check the details about the issues. Okay, another. When is the next training session? So we will publish our training programs like the training calendars from like on our official account, for example, the Facebook or LinkedIn. So you can follow our social medias, and we will send our latest training plans here. Yeah, so for the scan function, for example, currently I'm using a end user account. You can see that end user. So if you would like to add the dongle to like by using a scan function, so you can click the scan here and enable the function for scanning, and you see here it have turned on your cell phone's camera, and just go to, for example, go to the dongle's QR code, not this one. So if there is the correct uh, SM have displayed, you will get it. It will scan here. Okay. And just click the submit to add the dongle. Okay. Okay, so for the systems that have no internet, like you can, if you have finished one installation, you can for example, taking pictures of the SM for the inverter dongles, etc., and send it to our emails to confirm it. By when will be the Gita 6K available? Okay, so the Gita 6 kilowatt is still in developing stages, so currently it's not available. So we will send for example, the announcement for when the Gita 6K is available for you on our social medias. And you can also contact your distributor or sales for more information. So okay, 24 volts battery on the IN page. Yes, yes, we do have the 24 volts battery. Let me show you. Yeah, we have one more battery coming for 24 watts. Yeah, they will be available soon. Okay, thanks Peter for your advice. Have a good day. Okay, does anyone else have any questions about our LuxCloud app? Okay, I'll stay here for another 8 minutes, and I will end today's meeting in 8 minutes. And thank you Thank you all for attending today's meeting. Sorry, today's training. Okay, another can make these batteries more available. Do you mean LuxPower or Hina battery? Other brand batteries. Yes, thank you all for attending today's training. Have a nice day, everyone. And there's still 5 more minutes left for the Q&A sessions. Okay. Thanks all for you guys to attend today's training. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.